Hey guys, coldbrew here. Welcome to another raid challenge video. Guys, this one will be a showcase for Basher, the epic attack-based void champion in the Skinwalkers faction. Guys, he has such a unique kit that you're gonna be amazed in what he does. He's basically like a mini Warlord. So if you guys don't know, Warlord is currently in this meta the king of the arena. The reason is that he can increase the target's cooldowns at an AoE basis. So all of the target's cooldowns up to the maximum. But Basher is a mini Warlord. As I said, he has kind of the same skill as Warlord, but instead of increasing all the cooldowns up to the maximum, Basher just increases the cooldowns by 2 turns, by skills by 2 turns. Attacks all enemies, increase the cooldown of all the target skills by 2 turns. It has a 3-turn cooldown. So you cannot actually rotate it such like Warlord does, but this is enough for you to lock down your targets. And in Arena, this is the most important thing you want to have, especially if you have some issues in terms of having enough fast champions. So what you want to do, we're going to see that in a bit. So first things first, let's go over my own Basher, how I built him. I'm going to explain to you exactly how to build him if what you're looking for is progressing through the arena, having a lockdown champion such as Basher. So here's my Basher. That's how I've built him with perception and speed sets. Of course, you can build him differently than mine, but this, in my opinion, is the better way of building a Basher strictly for arena. So 264 speed, this is not a requirement in terms of speed. The speed that you need to have is enough for him to go second right after your speed booster. If you want to be speed tuned, all the merrier. You need to be as close as possible to your fastest champion. I know that's not always the easiest thing, while also maintaining high accuracy, which is the next point I'm gonna take. So debuff accuracy, what you need that for? Yes, you do need debuff accuracy. You need accuracy for you to increase the cooldowns of the enemy team. So I have over 400 accuracy right here, and that's of course me having a maxed out Great Hole and masteries, which give me a ton of accuracy. So that's both the Lore of Steel, the other support masteries, and also the Eagle Eye right in the end of the support tree, giving me 72 accuracy right here, and another 261 from my gear. So 400 accuracy. All the other stats that you see are not really essential for Basher to work. He doesn't need health, he doesn't need attack, he doesn't need critical damage, which I do have. It just happens to be there because of the gloves I've got on, and then no critical rate. He doesn't need all this for him to be better in what he does. What he does is there for the lockdown and nothing else. So here I've built him with 2 perception sets and a speed set. This gives me the stats that I've just mentioned. You can go either way, but as I said, remember, go second right after your speed booster. You're not going to regret it. That's how you lock down the enemy team. So the skills that Basher has after he does his A2, which increases the cooldowns of the target skills by 2 turns, he can also do this in his A3 attacks 4 times at random, 75% chance of placing a block buffs debuff for 2 turns. As you can see, I don't even have him skilled up. He doesn't need the books to do his lockdown mechanic. That's how strong Basher is. Just have that in mind when you actually pick up Basher and think of putting him in the arena. He doesn't even need books to make him great, because what you need is the lockdown for basically the first turn, get that damage in, and then well, basically the fight should be over, unless you have some issues in taking down the enemy team, such as, you know, shields and maybe not having enough damage. Then you should be able to take down and get the win. He also has this A1 attacks one enemy, 75% chance of placing a weaken, but that's not really important. He's got an aura for ally HP in battles increased by 25%. Those are not important. These can definitely be used. Both his A3 and A1 can be utilized for the faction wars. I've used Bashers as an essential champion for the Skinwalker faction. Remember that, he's so good. He can also be used in the faction wars, but you can build him this way for faction wars. The better way to build him for faction wars would be pretty much a stun set, I would say, because of his 2 AoEs that he has both on his A2 and A3. Well, this one's not really an AoE, but it's still a multi-targeting skill. It definitely helps getting some stuns in. I've definitely used him before with the stun set, plus some accuracy, at least 200, to beat down the faction wars. I haven't really used him in anywhere else, but the combination of the lockdown that he has can definitely be used in some of the dungeons if you're having issues progressing through in wave 1 or wave 2 of any of the dungeons, really, well, except Spider. So masteries, let's go very quickly over the masteries. I went down the offense tree for some reason when I was building him in the past. I didn't bother changing it for this video. What you really want is a support tree. You can go defense tree, but this definitely doesn't change anything. What you care about is just the support tree. Get enough accuracy, get Lore of Steel, get Evil Eye, so your A1 does a 20% turn meter decrease, and then you can get Sniper, you can get Master Hexer. Those definitely don't change anything about the increase in cooldowns. And then finally, Eagle Eye, the most important thing in terms of masteries, the tier 6 mastery, 50 accuracy, which is huge, huge, I'm telling you. So let's go in the arena. I'll show you how I use my basher. I explained already in the beginning, but he makes things so easy. Of course, I'm not going to be fighting tournaments. He isn't built to fight tournaments. If you want to do that, you need to build him with immunity plus all the stats that I've just mentioned. So let's go against this first team right here. It's going to be an Arbiter, Siphi, Venus, and Rotos. So both of these are boosters. Well, she is a mini booster, Siphi is. She applies lots of buffs. Arbiter is a solid booster. Venus is a great debuffer. She also does good damage. And then Rotos is there because of the great synergy with Siphi. This is the team that I've just mentioned that I'm going to be using, of course, endgame gear on almost all of them, except, of course, Basher. Basher does have the accuracy probably to land everything on them. Let's go over the AI setup for them. So the AI setup should be opener on Arbiter, of course, boosting, attack, and turn meter. You can either have a high Katoon, Go Grab, any champion that boosts speed. It's going to be great for your own team to actually catch up to the enemy team. Basher, who goes second, actually have Stinging Blast as his A2 with the opener selection here. And then we got Trunda with her AoE. And then Madame Ceres with Midnight Ritual again as the opener. That's essential for her to work as best as possible. So let's go in there. I'm gonna put this on 1x so we can actually see what happens now. So there we go. The increased cooldowns on everybody. We actually died there from Rotos. There's Arbiter's turn. She couldn't do her skill. There's Siphi turn. She couldn't do her skill as well. So we're gonna have the defense down by Madame Ceres, and then Trunda should be able to clear everybody out now. So boom, boom, there we go. That's an easy win. So I'm not gonna go against any of these other teams. There's this team that should be a pretty annoying team to beat. This has actually Warlord, so this is what you're trying to emulate, having a Warlord in your own team, having that lockdown with the increased cooldown, which can be so annoying, especially against damage dealers. And it doesn't there we go. There's the increased cooldown. We're gonna have the defense down now. Boom, there we go. A1s from the targets because they can't use the they can't actually use their skill, so just using their A1. So here, Swift Parry proc. This is the pain of Arena right now with all the Swift Parry sets. I'm gonna put this on manual. Want to see what she does. There's the A1 because of the increase in cooldowns. I'm gonna try and do the A3 here. If it lands, it actually did some damage, and we take down that Duchess Lilith too. So this is another very annoying team in Arena. Prince Chimer there is basically for the sleep and remove buffs. Very strong way to have a team going. This is basically another lockdown team, but I don't have a Prince Chimer. I only have this one, Basher, for the lockdown for this video. I do have a Warlord though, so I am using Warlord. Basically the same kind of setup. So there it is. There's the lockdown that you're looking for. If you do have Basher, build him this way. Build him to go second. He's going to be increasing the cooldowns and making your life so much easier. You're losing out on not using Basher for the arena. Definitely works if you don't have a strip buffer as well, because the strip buffs, if you don't have a strip buffs, you won't be able to attack targets that maybe have an immunity set on. If they have an immunity set on, then using a champion like an Umbrella Enchantress to lock down the enemy team instead doesn't work. So having somebody like a Basher who locks the team out without the need to remove the buffs is really a great way for you to climb up, and you'll be climbing up quickly even with the addition of the bot teams right here in the arena. So this was the showcase for Basher, guys. If you found this useful, leave a comment down below. Leave a comment on who you want to see a video on in the future. I've already showed you Basher, you want to see somebody else that I have here in my roster of champions, you want to see something more specific, I'll maybe find an account that somebody else has and showcase it for you guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. See ya!